Okay, on this video, I'm going to show you another instance of using the shell method when we're going around an axis besides just the x or just the y. So it's going to change the radius a little bit. It's going to make it a little bit more complicated. So again, if we're going to go around our y-axis here, our sliver is going to be up and down. So we have 2 pi. Then the radius, remember, is the distance from the sliver all the way to the axis. Well, the axis is clear over here at -2, so it's going to be x plus 2. And then the height is still top minus bottom. The top is going to be 1 minus, and then the curve is the cube root of x. So I'm going to go ahead and write x to the 1/3 here, dx, and we're going to go from 0 to 1. So 2 pi times x plus 2 times 1 minus the cube root of x dx from 0 to 1. And so if you put that in your calculator, you get a decimal of 3.59. Okay, so on this one, we're going around the y-axis, so we're going to have a vertical sliver. So we're going to be using dx's. So 2 pi. If you want to go ahead and put from 0 to 2, you can, because our solid, our shape starts at 0 and ends at 2. Then our radius is going to be x plus 1, because we're going around x equals -1. So it's the x distance plus 1 more. And then the height of our sliver is going to be top minus bottom. The top is -x squared plus 6. The bottom is the line y equals 2, so -2. So again, if I was going to type that in, I would do -x squared plus 4, or even 4 minus x squared. And so if you put all of that in, you will get a decimal of 58.64. If you integrate it by hand, you get 56 pi over 3. The next one, if we're going to go around any horizontal axis, we're going to have a horizontal thing if we're using, if we're using the shell method. So if my thing is horizontal, then I'm using dy's. So 2 pi, and then all of my letters in here have to be y's. So my radius is going to go all the way down to that axis. So this is y, right? That part is y, and then that part there is y, and then 2 more. So y plus 2. And then the length of the sliver is going to be the right side minus the left side. So that's going to be the curve, which is radical y, minus that side, so it's going to be just -0. And then we're going to go from the bottom, which is 1, to the top, which is 4. So 2 pi from 1 to 4 of y plus 2 times radical y dy. And if you integrate that, you get 652 pi over 15, or the decimal is 136.55. Okay, our last example, if we're going around an axis like that, we're going to have a dy. So our radius is up here now. Our radius is the distance from the axis to the sliver. So this whole thing there is 4, and if this is the point xy, then this is x and this is y. So if this is y, then this is 4 minus y. So 4 minus y, or you can think of it as top minus bottom, 4 minus y, like this thing is y high. So 4 minus y. Then the length of the sliver is right side minus left side. So the right side is the curve, which is 2 radical y, and then the left side is 0. So it's just 2 radical y dy. Then I go from the bottom to the top, so I'm going to go from 0 to 4. And so if you put that in your calculator, you will get 107.23 if it gives you a decimal. If you can get a fraction, it's 512 pi over 15. So again, Whenever you're doing these, remember the radius is the distance from the sliver to the axis, and the other number, the height, is the height or the length of the individual sliver.